The countdown to the Crosstown, it is on. After more than a decade since construction began, the Eglinton Crosstown LRT is officially opening tomorrow. Transit riders who want to experience opening day will get to ride the Eglinton Crosstown for free. Construction on it started in 2011. It ended up being completed 6 years late. $1 billion over budget. But Premier Doug Ford has ruled out calling a public inquiry into the whole process.
We are transparent, and that's a little offensive saying we aren't. I'm out in the press more than any elected official in the country. You ask me every question you possibly can. So I think we're being pretty transparent. I just want to move forward. I want to start continuing to build the other subway lines as quickly as possible.
We are always learning about how to better manage disruption for local communities, local riders, and local businesses. And I promise you that everybody that's in front of you today wants to make construction as fast and as minimally disruptive as possible, while knowing that construction is disruptive. And we're all going to have to deal and be patient with some of that.
Why do you think there should be an inquiry?
Because at first, I think there was a different timeline that was given, and now it has taken too long of a time to be ready. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be ready completely, because it's going to take it's going to be slow at first, and then they're going to be aiming to be full.
Absolutely, because that encourages accountability. In my opinion.
So. What sort of questions do you want to have answered if there were some sort of an investigation?
Oh, well, I'd like to know why it took so long, just for example, that and also how many years would it take for another train to get put in if we ever had that happen? You know?
Line 5 runs 19 kilometers along Eglinton. It includes 25 stops spanning from Mount Dennis Station in the West End and Kennedy Station in Scarborough. The line will be operating on reduced hours at first. It will gradually see service increase based on how the launch goes. Well, joining me now is Andrew Pulsifer, Executive Director of the Transit Advocacy Group, TTC Riders. Andrew, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So it was just on Tuesday when we got the official word from the TTC's CEO that Line 5 would actually be opening up for real on Sunday. I wonder what your first reaction was when that was officially made business.
Well, we're ultimately transit enthusiasts over at TTC Riders, so we are really happy to see finally, after so many years, an official opening date. A bunch of us are going to be getting together tomorrow to be among the first to ride the LRT.
I'm interested to know more about that, why you want to be on there first, what you're expecting of that first ride.
Well, thankfully, unlike with Finch, they're really tempering our expectations a little bit. So that's good. They're referring to it as a phased approach or a soft opening. They're not having the big celebration and the commemorative coins. So I think that riders are rightfully expecting it not to work perfectly out of the gate, and it's good that they're being transparent with us about that.
What can you tell us about this long wait? I mean, some 6 years we've been waiting to learn that opening date now, well over budget. Can you take us through the long ride of getting to this first ride?
I mean, it's been such a topic of conversation at every dinner table I've been at over the past 6 years. It's a national laughingstock. It's been said time and time again. But frankly, we just don't know a lot of the reasons that led to those delays. And that's why I share other people's opinions that we do need a public inquiry. It's not really about assigning blame. It's about learning from our mistakes. There are other transit lines that we have designed that we're hoping to build, like the Eglinton East LRT or the Waterfront East LRT. We're just waiting for provincial and federal money for those. We have to learn from those mistakes so that we don't repeat them, and also so that we can restore confidence in our ability to build transit systems, and maybe also reevaluate whether the public-private partnership model is the best approach to building transit lines.
Yeah, certainly there are a lot of questions surrounding that right now. As a transit enthusiast, what does it mean to you to see this line opening up? And can you kind of speak to maybe the convenience that it's going to offer to people who live along this area, along Eglinton, who've just been waiting so long for this to happen?
Absolutely. I think over 100,000 people are expected to ride the Eglinton LRT. every day when it first opens, and that number is expected to rise as service improves. I mean, we are going to, give ourselves permission to be enthusiastic and optimistic about this. Like, it will make a huge difference to a lot of people that live in the area. I have some friends that back in 2022 bought a house right outside of Mount Dennis Station, and they were going to have a party the day the Eglinton LRT opened. Well, they can finally have that party.
I think people have a really close eye on the opening of this line, especially after the Finch West LRT opened up. We saw the numerous delays that line has experienced due to weather, due to mechanical issues. Just how much pressure is the TTC, is Metrolinx under opening up this new line? Because people are watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot riding on this, right? The knives are out at the moment for Metrolinx, especially after the botched opening of Line 6. So I think people are going to be paying a lot of close attention to see whether or not the same issues are going to be here on the Eglinton line, and reevaluate really our partnership with them to build these transit lines if we can, and whether or not that public-private partnership model is the best one to use to build transit in the city.
Well, I'm hoping to connect with you tomorrow. I'm going to be there for the opening as well. Can you tell me kind of what you and your friends are planning for the big ride?
Yeah, so we have two groups going out, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. One at 7:15, the other at 1 o'clock. We have some fun activities planned, including LRT bingo, which we're excited to show. Just like jotting off different parts of the line, or if it hits a certain speed, then you get that bingo off your bingo card. And we're just excited to ride it. Really, it's rare that a new transit line opens in Toronto. Rare that we have two in the span of a year. So we're excited.
Well, I'm eager to get your impressions once things get up and running there. Andrew Pulsifer, the Executive Director of the Transit Advocacy Group, TTC Riders, a pleasure speaking with you.